Well, I'm checking in to check it out. So today I'm going to talk about basically the fat you eat is the fat you fucking wear, alright? Now, we're kind of in the midst of summer now. Summer's starting now. Things are opening back up, blah, blah, blah. People want to either continue their diet or get on a diet or get in shape. But what people seem to be misunderstanding, right, is the basic concept of the fat you eat is the fat you wear. Now, let's just delve into it a little bit more, okay? Right. So, what I've noticed is that what I've noticed over the years of being in the bodybuilding industry, stuff like that. Basically, bodybuilding is the most extreme industry in terms of getting into shape, putting on size, all that stuff. Right? So I've been there and done it. Okay, and there seems to be this this weird hatred about sugar, as if sugar is the enemy, when it's actually not. Again, it's the fat you eat is the fat you fucking wear. Now, people talk about how their carbohydrates make them fat. Okay. Guess what? I was one of them people. I was one of those people that used to believe carbs made me fat. But what I wasn't doing, I wasn't actually looking at the other variables in my diet which basically contributed to my fat gain. Okay. Now, any overindulgence of any macro, right, will have a negative effect for most people, i.e. fat gain. Okay. So if you are eating a lot of carbohydrates and you're not really doing too much physical activity, yes, you will get fat off carbohydrates. But again, people put this emphasis on that sugar's the enemy when it's not. Okay. How many times do we hear people talk about how they've cut out bread, or they've cut out pasta, right? But they fail to realize the slabs of fat, aka butter, that they put on their fucking bread, which is making them fat. Because if anybody with half a brain cell can look at the back of a pack of bread, right, and you'll see the nutritional information on there, right? Please and you'll see that there's little to no fat. There's little to no fat or no saturated fat in any slice of fucking bread. But yeah, apparently bread is making you fat. Okay. Again, another one, pasta. Oh, don't eat pasta because pasta's bad. Pasta makes you fat. Pasta makes me bloated. Bread makes me bloated. Okay, but we're forgetting that the thing with pasta is that people don't seem to realize portion control with pasta, especially pasta, because you can see basically you can see an amount of pasta. You put an amount of pasta in your bowl or in your pan or whatever, and then you think it's a small amount of pasta, but it actually isn't. It actually turns out to be quite a lot. And then people can proceed to eat a shitload of pasta, which in fact is way too much than what they actually needed. Never mind the things that people put on top of the pasta. Okay, so we got that as well. All right. If people actually looked at their fat intake and basically eliminated it or put it to made it real low, they'd actually see that carbohydrates is not the enemy, aka sugar is not the enemy. Now I know this because I've done it I've done the test. I've done it. I've experimented. Okay, and I come from my body type. I've got the shit end of the stick in my genetics, right? I put on body fat real easy, okay, and have a hard time shifting fat. That's just my genetics that I've been given, okay, and that's mostly my On my mum's side of my family, that's what's got them genetics, okay? My mum's side of the family isn't necessarily fat, but we're not lean, okay? And we do tend to put on fat pretty easy. Unlike my dad's side of the family, who are all lean, muscular at the fuck, just lean and muscular, okay? I haven't got them genetics. So, I've done contest prep where, again, people talked about how bread's the enemy. Don't eat bread or don't eat pasta, especially at night time and all this bullshit. Guess what I did on my contest prep, where I got into the best condition possible in 2015, for my bodybuilding show. I purposely, I ate a minimal amount of carbs in the morning, and I purposely made sure I ate most of my carbohydrates, which were bread, at night time before bed. I purposely done that for the 14 weeks I was prepping for my show. Did that hinder my fat gain? No. Did I still get in shape? Yes. So I was basically doing the two things. What's basically a no-no in the dieting world is the bread and eating bread at night time. I've done both of them things. Had no fucking effect on me at all. Now, let's go over to sugar. Just plain old sugar. Throughout the year, sometimes I'll clean up my diet just so I can get in some decent kind of shape, right? And what I thought, and up till recently, I'll probably say up to the start of the year, I was a sugar phobe, aka someone who was telling everybody don't eat sugar or low eat sugars, whatever. I was a sugar phobe until recently. I thought because credit to Durian Rider. If you don't know who Durian Rider is, right? Go check out his videos. Type in Durian Rider, DURIANRIDER. Durian Rider. He's a vegan cyclist, okay? And he promotes sugar a lot. And I've been watching his videos for years, and only recently I decided, let me just see what this guy's really talking about. So I basically, I added and kept sugar in my diet, in my regular my dietary food for in a day. So instead of having sugar-free cordial, I had cordial with sugar in there. I was drinking cans of Fanta, which has got sugar in there. So basically, most of my drinks, most of my liquids, had sugar in. Okay, and I was drinking a lot of liquids throughout the day. I don't really have sugar other than that, really. I don't really add sugar to anything else. I might have a bit of jam on my bread or whatever. But basically, I was drinking a lot of sugars, and doing so alongside keeping my fat intake low, and I was doing my regular cardio just to get in some better shape. I was doing 30 to 40 minutes of cardio a day. Having done that, guess what? I still got into shape. So I'm not just when I'm talking about certain things, I'm not just fucking copying and pasting what people are saying, right? I'm not doing that. I'm not copying and pasting. I take the time out to experiment myself. I've done the experiment and I've done it myself, right? Guess what? I got into decent shape again by making sure my fat intake was super low and my carbohydrates were moderate, and I actually added sugar to my diet. I still lost weight. I still lost fat. Okay. All we got to do is just look into the medical field. All we got to do is just look into the basic medical field, right? Let's take an extreme example. When people get ill, i.e. go into a coma or an induced coma, what do they give the people who are in induced coma? What do they give the patients? A fucking drip with glucose in it. Glucose, aka sugar. Okay? because sugar fuels the body. Sugar fuels the fucking body and mind. We can't operate without fucking sugar. Why do you think what we eat, the body turns it into fucking sugar? You can be in a fucking keto diet. Guess what? Through fucking what's the fucking word now? I forgot the full word, but basically glucogenesis. I forgot the full word. People out there might know. Through that, the body's turning the protein and the fats into sugars through glucogenesis, because the body runs on sugars. You know what I mean? So why are we avoiding sugars when the body operates and runs on sugars? All you gotta do is look at the athletes. Look at all the athletes out there. What are they taking? What are they taking before, during, and after their fucking their events or their sessions? Sugar or carbohydrates, food with a lot of carbohydrates. All these athletes, that people who do bike riding or whatever sport you can think of, they all carb up at least 1 to 2, 3 days prior to their event, and during their event they'll be drinking sugar, straight sugar, in the form of sugar, you know, whatever drinks, Gatorade, Lucozade, whatever. That's what they're doing, right? Yet somehow, in the world we live in today, somehow sugar's the enemy. How does that work? How does that work? I know. Because people are adding sugars to fat and to salt as well. Now, if anyone don't know this, the sugar, fat, and salt combination is literally one of the most addictive combinations to man. Alright? That's why we crave certain things like fast food a lot. Because all fast food, chocolate bars, stuff like that, okay? They've all got fat, sugar, and salt. So they've all got that combined in it. That's what makes it so fucking addictive. And that's why people keep fucking eating shitloads of it and getting fat. Okay? So that's why sugar's got a bad rap. Because the sugary food what people eat has got a lot of fat in it. Plus salt. I'm not saying salt puts on fat. I'm not saying that, but I'm talking about the combination. A lot of sugary things that people like have got fat in it, and that's what's making them fucking fat. And that's why there's such a weird. That's why you got people. That's why sugar's got such a bad reputation for what it is. That's it. If people actually sat down and thought about all the fast food they eat, right? I've actually sat down and looked at the macronutrients of it. They realise it's not the sugar what's making them fat. Okay? People can get in shape with carbohydrates, aka sugars. People can get in shape with that. I've done it. I haven't done a bodybuilding prep on it. That's extreme. But I've done basically I've got in shape, like good shape where abs are visible, with added sugar, but my fat was low. That's the key. So like I said, like at the start of the video, the fat you eat is the fat you fucking wear, man. Don't be a sugar phobe. Sugar's not the enemy, man. Trust me. If you're sedentary, you don't do any physical activity, stuff like that, and you're consuming a lot of sugars, amongst other macronutrients or fat and whatever else, then them sugars ain't gonna help. You're right. Them sugars are not gonna help. They're not gonna help if you're sedentary. Okay? But for the people who work out and do sports and stuff like that, sugar is not your enemy. Sugar is what fuels your body, man. It's like now, when I go out for my morning cardio session, I make sure I drink sugar in the morning. I'll have a beverage with sugar in it. How the fuck are you gonna perform to your optimal ability without sugar? You're not. And people will say, oh well, the body will burn off the carbohydrates instead of the fat. No. No. No, because again, we can give you an example. Look at the people who consume the most sugars, right? In athletics, like long distance runners, stuff like that. They consume the most sugars out of everybody, and there's no fat in them. There's no fat in their body. So clearly, the body is not preferring. Like the body is not holding on to the fat and just burning the carbohydrates. No. So if you want optimal performance, include sugar in your workouts. Have sugar before your workouts, during your workouts, even depending how long you're working out for, stuff like that. Okay, so the fat you eat is the fat you wear. And like I said, this is coming from somebody who gains fat easily because of my shit genetics, right? I gained fat easily and have a hard time losing fat due to my shit genetics. And I'm telling you now, it's the fat you eat. The fat you eat is the fat you wear. And sugar is not the enemy. Guess what? If you're on a weight loss journey, right? So if you're on a weight loss journey, and if you're on a weight loss journey, right, and you want to burn as much fat possible, to do that, you're gonna have to have a good. You need to have a good performance output, aren't you? How are you gonna have a good performance output without no sugar in your diet? Because the body runs on sugars. So if the sugars are not in the fucking cells, yeah, making the muscles fire, you're running at about 60% capacity. Add the sugar. Once you add the fucking sugar into your diet, your performance is gonna up. So you got more performance. You hit. Let's say you go out running. You got more effort. You got more energy to run, which therefore you're gonna get better calorie. You're gonna be able to burn more calories. You're gonna be able to burn more fat because you're able to work at a better rate. You know, this is just like basic science here, man. It's basic science, but hopefully people will take on this message, okay? Hopefully people will take on this message, man, because, you know, it's just funny, man. Oh, I'm caught, especially girls, man. They'll talk about, they say that they're cutting out sugar out of their diet, but they're eating fruit. Huh? You're cutting out sugars from your diet, but you're eating fruit. Makes no sense. It's still sugars. And again, these are the people that are these girls are sedentary. They don't even do no workout. You ain't even working out. You're sedentary. So whether you're drinking a glass full of sugar or some fucking apples what's got sugar in, what's the difference? What's the fucking difference? Sugar's still sugar. So I don't give a fuck what anyone's saying. Anyway, I'm not really rambling on too much longer. It's gone on long as it has. So with that, I'm out.